Hi guys, welcome back. Anyone that's new, welcome to the channel. Right, I'm going to do a little bit of turning today. A couple of bits. Lisa got her face shield, so I've got someone to introduce to you now. So I'll bring in the old Daft Raider, if you like. Here she is, all safe and masked up.
Who's that behind the mask?
That's your fault, Peter. That's all I've had from her all the time. 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. She got that on Wednesday. 5 o'clock Thursday morning, I wake up to this noise. Yeah. And I open my eyes and there's Daft Raider staring at me going, "Who's that behind the mask?" Oh, well, you just bugger off. So,
that's good.
now, Daft Raider, I'm going to welcome you to the dark side.
Yeah. I promise.
Here is your carbide. You promised to keep the code and not to keep the scrape. Not to scrape. Keep the code.
Yeah.
You're welcome to the carbide. Go on, bugger off. Get behind the camera where you belong. Go on. You're over to the dark side now, girl. You've got carbide. Right, anyway, guys. Enough of all that rubbish. Right, quick update on the chucks, because I did ask on my last one if anyone knew if the SC1 and 2 take the Viper jaws. No, they don't. Big disappointment actually, Record Power. I think that's a bit bad because the 2 and the 3, the 3 and the 4 will take all the Charnwood ones, all the Nexus ones, all the Sorby ones, but the 1 and the 2 only take their chuck ones, and they only do the standard jaws, these type jaws and the rounded jaws and the little pen ones. So it's a bit of a shame actually, because the Viper 2 do a small set of these shark, like the ripple, what they call ripple jaws, shark jaws, whatever you want to call them, and they were the jaws I really fancied, but of course they don't fit. So that's a shame. It'd be nice if Record Power had done that so you could use a variety of jaws, or if they was to make some other jaws for those chucks. I did buy another one though, because I think this, I've got the standard jaws on that one, and I changed the other ones over and put these jaws on. They don't open as much for like internal grip, but I don't want them for that. These are for if I'm doing little boxes or anything, I can, because they're dovetailed anyway, and they've got a little reset. If I'm doing a little box, I can put it over and just finish off the bottom. So that's why I wanted those jaws on there. So I actually bought another one, and then what I did on the SC2, I just put the standard jaws, so I've got them on both chucks, so they're nice. But to be honest, I'll quite happily turn a bowl up, 10-inch bowl on one of these chucks. That is so, that the one, well, that is so solid. It really is. I love it. I love that. Yeah, I've got all these different chucks. I love that one. It is really good. So yeah, so I went up to Snayton and got, and I couldn't resist. They actually had an SC4 there, which was a second-hand one for 60 quid, so I actually bought that as well while I was there. Thought, why not? But the very, very sad news is that Snayton is closing.
Yeah, we've only just found them.
Yeah, I've only just moved up this way and found there and thought that was brilliant, so never mind, there you go. Good luck to them anyway, you know. Yeah, I hope they get on, enjoy their time. Give them, free them up for a bit of time, wouldn't it? Right, so that was that. That's her mask. Right. As you'll know, I said last time I got sent a load of wood. Well, I had some pieces. I had a couple of pieces like this, which were ash. These big chunks like this. So I've cut a piece out. I've cut this piece. So I've got a bit for the bottom. I'm going to see about doing a candlestick, because I've been asked if I do a candlestick, so I'm going to do a candlestick, and my plan is that that's going to sit on, that's going to be the base, that's going to sit on that, and it's going to hold a tea light inside, because I don't have big candles, so I'm going to make like a little bit there, so that's going to sit in and make this into a little candlestick. We'll see how we go. We'll see what happens. So first things first, I'm going to pop this on. I can't really get a centre as such. I've roughly looked. I know I can get a tenon on the bottom, so hopefully I'll be able to drill this end once I get a tenon on that end, and I think that's actually going to be going in one of my small chucks there, so get to use that as well. So all good. Right, so we're just between centres at the moment. And what I'm going to do, I should use a mixture of traditional and carbide. Traditional, if you like, traditional. I'm going to use a variety of wood turning tools. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
I think is a better way to describe things. Let's get off of this carbide, traditional and all that. They're all just wood turning tools. So that's all there is to it. Right, okay. I'm going to get my face shield on. Like I say, don't turn without one. Lisa's going to get hers on.
Who's that behind the man?
You can pack that up. Right, okay. So, right, I'm going to spin it up. I'm going to use the roughing gouge just to rough it down at first, okay? Got to be careful. I'm not going to take it down too much because I've got to get my hole in that. I just want to get the corners knocked off. Right, and I know I'm going to have a taper down that end, so right, I'm going to use my tenon tool to put a little tenon on this end. Now I'm going to have to stop and have a look because I just want it. Right, I've got a little bit of bark there, so I've got to just go the tiniest little bit smaller. Right, it's not too bad. That's cleaning up. I think there was a wormhole, a couple of wormholes in this. Right, okay, that's going to be all right there. Right, we've got that bit round. Right, okay, we'll stop there. Right, because what I want to do now is get that in a chuck. I'm going to pop that in a chuck so I can drill the end on it. Right, so I've just popped my little tenon on the end, and I'm going to see if I can do this on my small chuck. Now, because I'm going to be holding it out from I'm going to go for the SC2 chuck because that's a little bit closer to there, so I'm not overhanging out. And of course, yes, I did have to make another soft handle for the other chuck as well, so I got that done as well. I had one there, so, and I've done the two keys because I like to keep one here and I like to keep one over on that lathe, so that I don't, if I'm working on that lathe, I don't have to come over and do stuff, get stuff from this side. So that's the one key. That's the key. I've got two of these keys as well, so one over there, one over here. Right, okay. Right, we've got that. Remember, tight and a quarter. We've got that on there. That's not too bad. That seems to be all right. Now I'm going to get my chuck in here, and I'm just going to drill. I know it's like for the tea light, it's 40mm. Oh, I've got a 40mm bit, which is very handy because that's actually the same bit that I use to drill the recess for this. So you can keep that out a little bit if you want. Which I use for the recess for these bits, which are for these jaws. So that works pretty well, that. Get that in there, that's it. Alright, okay, so I'm going to just get that to there, slow this down. Well, I'm just sort of on 1,000. Okay, and see how we go. Oops, better if I tighten up the stop. It's smoking a bit. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. This is really hard on this end grain. Not actually liking that. That's really hard. That end grain is so hard. That was quite hard when I drilled it. I think actually what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to hollow that out. I'm going to use the tools to do that. I think it'll be better than drilling. Okay, the drill's going to heat it up. I mean, that's a sharp drill bit as well. So, but I think, in all honesty, I'd rather hollow that out. Because if I heat that up too much, it's just going to crack. So, right. And the best one for me to, because we're out quite a little way as well, so I've got to take it gentle. The best one for me to hollow this with is going to be the 6mm. So the little 6mm cutter, so bring that up a little bit. Go to the centre, and we should be able to, hopefully, we'll see how it goes. We get our speed up again. This wood is really hard. I'm just gonna move my tool rest back a little bit. Oh yeah, tail stop back a little bit. Try and speed up a little bit more. Right, there we go. Remember to come off the tip of your tool. Always off the tip. Remember, just take your cuts easy because we're quite a long way out here. I don't know what we actually are. Didn't measure the wood, did I? Right, we're 7 inches out from the chuck. So we've got 7 inches out, so we've got to take it careful. We don't want to knock it off. And we're going into end grain. So remember, use the tip of the tool. Roll it over that little 6mm cutter, just roll it You come in, you want it 45, you want to work right on the very tip. You'll know if you come on the side because it'll go like that. It'll make that noise. Right, I'm going to try and get the bottom flattened a bit. I reckon I'm deep enough. Right, I'm gonna stop and see how deep, or if I'm deep enough. I've just got to move this and get this tailstock right back out of the way because I'm catching the arm on it. Right, okay. Let's have a look and see how that candle's going to fit. Right, we've got to go deeper than that. We've still got to go deeper. So that's all right. That's good. Right, let's get going again. Still working off the tip of the cutter. Right, get the straight edge. Right. Now what I'm going to have to do, because obviously, let's see how good it is. And it's just up to there, so if I come in there. Well, I've got a little bit deeper to go. Flatten the bottom. Right, off that tip now. Obviously, because it's a round one, I can't get a flat bit going in there, so I'm going to have to go in with a square to get the flat. Right, let's see. Yeah, I need to, because I've got rounded bottom there, so it's not going to go right down at the moment. So I think that's, it should be just about deep enough. But I need to get this, it's rounded on the bottom corner there, so I need to get that sorted out. Right, let me see if I can get in there with a square chisel. It might be a bit big actually, but we'll see. There we go. So if people come in with a square scraper, well, why bother? Why not use a carbide? There we go. Look at that. Perfect. Okay. So now we've got our top done. So now I'm going to actually measure that. Right, so that's where we are. Okay, just so I don't go through it on there. So I know where I'm going down from and in from. Okay, and I've got a little bit of thickness here, so I can get a clean finish cut on that outside. And I'm just going to take a little trim on this this rim here before I do anything else, actually. So I'll turn it back around there. And I'll just clean up the rim. There we go, that's that clean. Right. We'll just that top edge a little rub with sandpaper. A little bit inside. And then I won't come back up to that, see? There we are. Right, okay. Right, so now I'll get the little square chisel. A little top bit. And now we'll do a little bit with the 12mm round. You right there?
I'm going to come over here.
You're right there, are you?
Yeah.
Right, I'm just going to make a little mark with my parting tool. Just there. Not actually parting nothing, I just want to mark where I'm going to be. Okay, well I'm going to actually get my spindle gouge first. Which could do with sharpening. Just so I get a nice clean finish there. Nice little shear cut across that. That's giving me a nice clean finish there. And then like I say, I'm just slicing in here. Right, that's going to need a sharpen, but so I'm just getting some idea of where I want to be with it. I've got no plan of what I'm going to do at the moment. Just going to do a little bowl shape at the moment. Are you right there?
Yeah.
Right, let's use this 12mm round just to bring it down a bit. Actually, I'm not going to use a roughing gouge because it's going to be a lot quicker. Come on. It'll come up a little, that's the trouble, I'm a bit low. There we go. I'm not going to be going too thin on the stem. It's not a goblet. Right, we've got a nice finish there, nice taper to it. Right, so. Roll it over. I think we're a bit high for the carbide, sorry. Wondering why it's not cutting properly. There we go, that's better. And slice in here. And just try and get a little slice this way. Just slice it. Okay, if you try coming in at too acute an angle, you'll get a skid. So you've got to try and slice in. Come in with a slice. Like this, look. There you go, and you can get a nice smooth slice. Right, now then. Right, okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to do a little bead or something in the middle of this.
Yeah, do a bead.
I'll do a bead. Okay. I'm going to use the detail chisel. I'll do one there and one there. So if I come in there. Coming like that. Just open this one up a little bit. Right, now if I roll from that top, roll it over, and I'll roll from that top. Like so. And then I'll roll that one down. Like that. Just get the edge in to clean that very bottom edge up. That's it, I went nice and sharp. That's it, so we've done that, and I'm going to put another one, I think, just about there. Looking at it, about there. And how far apart are we? About there, roughly, I think. Yeah. This one's probably a little bit wider actually. I probably should have measured really, shouldn't I? Never mind. We'll roll that over. And then use it to roll that one. Just by running on that bevel. You want to get a nice rounded top. There we are. Okay. Right, they're not exactly the same size beads, but yeah, it don't matter. Right, let's get back to a 12mm round chisel, and we want to bring this down a bit more. can follow that over. Right, okay. Looking all right there. Maybe a little bit of sanding. I'll drop that tool rest down a little bit. I want to get it to give me a little bit of a shear cut so it gives it a bit of a cleaner finish. That's better. A little bit of a shear scrape there. That's alright. This one. Nice and delicate. There we go. Oh, I think that'll probably be alright. Get a bit of sanding on that. Now, I've got to think, because I've got to put a little tenon on the bottom so it goes into that. So probably didn't leave myself quite enough room for that, but we'll be alright. Right, first off I'm going to give this a bit of sanding actually, because I won't get a chance once I put the tenon on. It's 180 grit. That's the 180. Now we're going to do 240. Doing that little gap there. I'll give it a quick go 320. Right, there you go, that's done up to 320. Right, let's stop and have a look, see what we got. Yep, that don't look too bad. Get a grain pattern there, that's got tear out. Got a little flat, oh I've got a little bit of bark there still. Oh, that's alright, that's quite nice that. Yeah, that's quite nice. That's alright. We've got to do a little tenon on the bottom of that. And I'm now thinking I should have thought about that. But that's got to go into here. On the other side. That's going to go in there. That's actually alright, because I've got that bit. I'll probably turn it round. And I should just sort that out. I'll turn that round and sort that bottom out. And I'll make that into the tenon. That should go on the chuck, I think. Yeah. Let's have a look and see. See if I can. Before I do any finishes. Right. Alright, look at that. That just goes over there. Right, now I'm not tightening nothing. So I'm going to bring my tail centre up. My tail stock, I mean. With my live centre. Is what I was on about. Put a live centre in there first. We're going to go for a ring centre here. Right, now I've got the centre mark still. Right, there you go. Right, so I'm just Open that up a fraction. That's just, all I want is enough friction to drive it, that's all. It's just got to be enough of the friction to drive that. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to just take this down a little bit so that that's going to sit. This is nice and flush anyway. I've got a little bit of bark there and I'm going to leave that. I don't think I want to take that down. We'll see when we do it. Right. Spindle gouge, that one's blunt, so I'm going to go for this one. Right, easiest way for me to do this is with the spindle gouge, and I'm slightly below centre. Come up. Right, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to just slice it in. And if I take this down a little bit, I'm going to slice it. Don't try and come in like this because you're bound to get a skip, okay? And it's going to ruin the piece. And at this point, you're going to be upset. Right, so I'm just going to slice it. And all I'm doing is I'm pivoting the tool. I'm just slicing in, look. That's all I'm doing. It's just nice and straight like that. That is going to be gluing into this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting a hole in this base and it's going to glue into that bottom. So a bit like a tenon. So now I need to get a size of what size I can have that at. I'm thinking I'll probably go for... No. Oh, well, I know I've got a 16mm over there, so I'm going to go for a 16mm. The only thing I was hoping I'd have one to measure. I haven't, so I'm going to have to do it on here. Right, that'll be 16mm. Right, so I've got to bring that down still quite a bit to 16mm. Right, now the reason I'm not using my parting tool to go in is because I've only got it held gently in here. So the easiest way for me to cut this without getting any catching or grabbing is to do it like this. Perfect, there we go. Right, so now I'm going to cut that in nice and flush. Okay, now I'm going to get myself a little bit of bark come off then. Right, get myself nice and flush there. Right, I've got to get this so it goes up because I want it to sit nice and crisp on the outside edge. That's it. I think that bit of bark might have come off, I'm not sure. Yeah, it did, look. That bit of bark come off that was stuck on the edge there. I thought it did, it flew off. Well, that's a shame because that means I'll lose that width of that bottom on that. Oh, that's a shame that. I don't know where that bit of bark went neither. I felt it fly off, I felt it hit me. Oh well, we'll go with that anyway. I can't do a lot about it now. I thought that bit of bark might have stayed on, but it hasn't, it's flown off. It's nice, left a nice clean little finish there anyway. Okay, it's alright. Right, I'll do a little bit more on this bottom bit. Right, I'll go back up to 180. No, it's a little bit here. I think it's a grain actually. I don't think it's actually anything torn. Right, that was 180. Right, let's go for 240. That's it, and now do a little bit for 320. It's quite good because I turned the piece around. It's now actually spinning the other way, so I'm getting it sanded on both ways. If we go back over this, it's all been done with 320 anyway, so it won't hurt it. Right, there we go. Now I'm going to put a little bit of sanding paste on it. I want none down that bottom bit because I'm going to be gluing that. A bit more on. Not too much, but don't overdo it. Sorry, it's a boring bit, I'm afraid, I'm sorry. That's it. Right, now do a little bit of wax on there. Got a nice shine to it. Right, quite a nice grain on that. Bit of grain pattern. Right, okay, let me first I'm going to loosen the chuck. Not that it actually was tight anyway. Right, so I've got my tenon and there we go. Right, so there we go guys, you can see how it finished on that. It's a shame that bit of bark came off, but I'm going to leave that because the underneath of the bark is still there. It's still got the wood hasn't split or anything. All it is the actual bark peeled off, but it's got the underneath of the bark on it. So, but oh, a bit of fluff there. That's it, bit of yellow fluff. Right, so maybe I should have measured for me gap on my beads and made them exactly the same. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? They're different. So what? It's a unique piece. Right, but there you go. No torn grain, no scratches, all sanded up to 320 grit. Take that off. As you can see, there's no sanding marks. Okay, all sanded up to 320 grit. There you go, bit of sanding paste. So now we're going to make the base for it. Right, okay. I haven't bothered with finishing, putting anything on the inside. I'm not going to put no wax or finish on there because obviously it's going to have a candle in it. Okay, and I don't want it to have wax or anything in the inside. Right, so now, get rid of that. Get rid of that. There. So now I've got this piece and I've already drilled that, so I can put that in there and I can get this front, because this has got quite a bit of a bow on that front there. So I want to get that done first. Oops, that's my mask just falling on the floor. Right, so I've just got a 40mm, just done it with the 40mm drill bit, okay, just so I can hold it on the chuck. I'm just holding it real tight on this, the SC2 chuck, okay. So we've got that on there, and it's not going to be square, this is going to be rounded. I'm going to be rounding it over, okay. I'm going to be making it round. I'm going to start off there. Right, take this live centre out. Right, make sure I'm on centre. Yeah, I'm on centre there. Right, okay, I'm going to move the tailstock out of the way. And I'll spin this up. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to basically clean the front up, and I'm going to take it to round. Actually, I should mark where the round's going to be on that. It won't matter, we'll find it as we go. Right, I'm just going to turn it on, let it spin up first. Right, okay. What I'm going to do for clear, I'm going to come from this side and go across. For starters, right, I'm not going right off the end because I'm going to come in with a square chisel to get rid of that. I'm not going to muck about taking all the corners off. I'm going to come in just gently. Right, I think we're round at that, let me see. Maybe one more little cut. Right. Yep, now we're round, okay? Well, the easiest way is to take that to round. So now I want to get this flattened off a bit. Not totally flat because I'm gonna, well, you'll see what I'm gonna do. You'll see what I'm going to do with it. Right, now then, I want to bring the tool rest out slightly. It just makes it a little bit easier for me to get the cut, okay? So I'm going to slice in a little bit. I'm slicing in, now I'm going to come in. Right, okay. We're not flat yet. We've still got a little bit of a raise up in the middle there. Now a little flatter. I want it to be flat for where that candle's going to sit. So from about here. Right, there we go. Right, now I'm going to put the hole in it. Right. Actually, I think I was going to use the other side. Yeah, I think I'm going to have this as the bottom. And I might do the other side for the hole. I'm trying to think.
You're just going to do your recess.
Yeah, because I'm going to put a little recess on there so I can turn it around, hold it, and then I'll work from the other side. So I think I'm going to actually put it on the other side. I'm going to just clean this a little bit, make this as the bottom. Yeah, I'm going to put a little recess in this, little 40mm. I think this is a 40mm. No, that's not a 40mm. I've got one set here for my jaws. There we are. Right, that's going to be our little recess. I only want a small one. Right, that's my small recess there. Right, put a couple of lines on the bottom of that. I think. Okay. Right. So now, got to decide what I want to do. Alright, okay, yeah. I'm going to have to bring this side round a little bit first. Oh, it's the tool rest in the way. I thought, what was that mean? The tool rest in the way. Foot, around there. That's it, right, okay. We get that quickly sanded. Start off with 180. 240. And then we'll get 320. Right, okay, a bit of placement there. And I can turn this round and then I can do the other side. Right, so sand it up to 320 grit. Just get that sawdust out of there. Sanding paste. Right, bit of wax. Have a look at that. Oh, that's not bad finish. Oh, look at the way that colour changes. Right, there we go, guys. Right, no tool marks, no scratches, so we're all good on there. Right, we'll get it turned round, held it. We've only got a very tiny, very tiny recess there, so.
SC1 should be alright then.
These jaws should be okay for it. Let's see, should get hold of it. Will we? Right, tight and a quarter. There we go. We are in business. Okay, right, we're going to be putting our little recess in that. And I might actually keep that. I'm wondering, because I did this. Yeah, that's going to be too. I could have actually sunk that in that hole, and then I could have used a bit of resin or something to fill that little bit, couldn't I? I don't know that it's going to fit. I'm going to drill the hole first, and then see whether that'll fit in this recess here. If it does, I'll keep it, and I'll work from that. You're yawning away there, Diane. Am I keeping you up?
Oh yeah. You know what? I think it's the noise. Look into the buzzing.
The sound of your hat sending you to sleep, is it? Well, it didn't send me to sleep, it woke me up at 5 o'clock in the morning, thank you very much. Right, I need my 16mm drill bit now. Oh, there, oh look, I've just found it. 16mm, there we go. Chuck. Right, okay. You take it off from me if you want, there's not much dust actually. Now, I would have liked to have actually done, because she's had a little go at turning, but she doesn't turn. And I would have liked to have actually done like a little beginner series, really.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to have taught Lisa to do a bit of turning really, and people can have seen her sort of progress as she goes on. But Lisa has a problem with the spinning wood. It actually makes her feel dizzy and feel sick. So when she's stood at the lathe and the wood's turning, she'll end up, she'll sort of go a bit, she goes a bit funny. So unfortunately I can't, it would have been nice. I would have liked to have actually got her into it, and it would have been good actually. It would have made a good video. Right, I'm not sure how deep that tenon is on that. Right, so I don't know how much I've got to go actually. I can always sand that tenon down a little bit. Might be alright, that'll try it anyway. Let's have a little look and see if that's going to go in far enough. Right. I think that will, but I'm going to need to open this up a little bit if I want this to go in. And I think I might see if I can get that to go in here.
Yeah.
Would be quite nice. It'd just be a case of taking a couple of little cuts in there and seeing. We've got our hole drilled. I think we're all right on our hole. Get that out of the way. I'm not going to need that now. Right, okay. Use the square chisel. Oh, a bit low. I'm going to get a bit of tissue because my hands are getting black and I'm going to make this thing, but I have a habit of making everything black with my hands. Alright, okay. It's actually, yeah, it's actually going to go in like that. Yeah, it's a shame about that little hole, but there you go, never mind. Let's have a, get it out now. I think that could do with a very slight taper to the outside of it, and then that'll fit in there, and that'll be alright. Then I can actually use a little bit of epoxy on that. Right, okay, so I'm done with the square. I'm actually going to go with the detail. Go with the detail chisel, and I just want to take that little chamfer. Yeah. That should do it. Right, okay. So now I've got to just do something with the shape of it. So. put that down like that. Okay, I'm going to mix around here so I can get a little bit of a... Just going to roll that edge there. Yeah, it's not too bad. Slight bump there. Slight bump off. That's it in there. Little bump there, trying to get rid of that little bump. There we go, I think I've got it there. Right, okay, that's the sort of thing I'm going for. Like that, I don't think I need to do much on that side there. I might just take a little shear cut across there. That's it. Right, let's get that sanded. Let's see what it does. Concerned about that little bit there, but never mind. Right, we'll start off with 180 grit. Go for 240. No, do 320. Not putting any inside because that's going to be glued in there. Don't put any finish where the glue's going to be. We're not doing on time. Probably long one, isn't it?
An hour and 10 minutes.
An hour and 10 minutes. Oh, that's going to take a month of Sundays to upload. Could have told me I'd take so long, guys.
I was sitting back and doing it, that's good.
Right, well, there we go, guys. Look at that. I think you agree that's quite a nice finish on that. Sanded up to 320 grit. My magic paper, like I say, not for mere mortals. Right, okay. So that's the got quite a nice fish. See, this is my trouble. Look, my hands get black. I've been in the fire bin. I get bits of wax on. I get dirty hands. That's the trouble. And I put dirty hand marks all over the pieces. Right. Okay. So let me take that off of there. Chucky. That's what I'm looking for. That way. I'll tell you what. Look, that is like. That's probably 1 mil, if that. That holds that on, and I mean these little chucks are magic. They are. I mean, obviously, you know, you've got your big chucks, but and in all honesty, guys, if you've got the little midi lathes, then these chucks are fantastic because I mean, I'll quite happily do a 8-9 inch sort of bowl on there. What you do, as long as you're good with your cuts and you don't get catches, these hold on to it fine. They'll hold on to it. Like I say, tight and 1/4. That's all you need. Don't do that wrenching up. You don't need to do that. You just damage your fibres and stuff. And right, let me get a bit of tissue to hold this. I'll probably put a few black marks on it. Right, so that's gonna fit. Oh, look, that fits nice in there. That's gonna fit in there, and that will be. I'll epoxy that later because I'm gonna fill that little bit out there where that bit of bark came off. That was a shame it came off actually. But there you go, that's that. Pass one of those green lights up there, darling.
Green light.
There we go, guys. Nothing. Oh, it's such a perfect fit. I don't even know that I actually need glue, really. I mean, you know. But there you go, guys. Just a nice little, candlestick. Done for
Paul.
No, Paul gave me the wood.
Oh, Mel.
Thank you, Paul.
Mel.
Paul, you done the wood. Mel. He was on the phone to me today, actually. Hello, Mel, if you're watching it all. He was on the phone to me today, and I said to him, I was hoping to do a video. I said, but I've got a bit of a mental block. I just can't think of what I want to turn. I don't just want to turn another bowl and another. Everyone turns bowls, and I know people like bowls, but I don't like bowls particularly. And I thought, just another bowl, another bowl. I want to do something different. I said, I've just got a mental block. I can't think of anything. He said, do a candlestick. He said, I'd like to see you do a candlestick. I think Mel does all spindle work. He does a lot of spindle work.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So there you go, Mel. A candlestick. And I used a little bit of a mixture there, carbide and traditional. So, just so you see. Okay. And there you go. Right, I had quite a few people actually. I've had a few people asking me where they can get the bearings from to do these, because I think, well, I've had just under 1,000 views actually on making these sanding things, and I think people might be buying all the bearings up. But I did have some. I'll just say I've sent all mine out. I gave them away. Ones I did have as spare. But if you do your sanders, guys, don't forget to knock yourself up one for doing down the bottom of bowls. Okay, just do exactly the same thing. Make it up. Put your bearings. Now I've put 2 earth magnets and 2 bearings in this because obviously you don't want it coming out when it's down in the bottom of a hollow form or something, do you? So I made it a little bit stronger. Okay, and that will do down straight into the bottom of your bowls. Okay, so don't forget, if you're going to do one and you want to do your little hollow forms, get you down inside. There you go. Right. I didn't show how to make it because it's exactly the same as the others. Just drill your hole, 16mm hole for your bearings, 8mm hole for your rare earth magnets. Put your magnets in, put your bearings in, job done. A nice little handle. Okay. And I didn't model that on any body parts or anything. That was just done, that one. If you haven't watched these, you won't know what that's about. Right, anyway. There you go, guys. Little candlestick.
Yeah.
So, thanks for watching. This is probably going to take a month for Sundays to upload.
Yes,
so
watch out for it next week.
This is done today. Yeah, watch for it next week. Right. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. Yeah. All good. And I'll see you on the next one. Toodle pip.
Bye, guys.